everybody. How are we all doing today? I'm just getting the camera kind of set up here. Oh, there we are. Fantastic. So, actually, I'm going to get out of the light here and change this camera view a little bit. Hey, there we are. That's going to be better. All right. So, today, we've got a couple things that I would love to talk to you guys about. So, we're going to take a little bit of a different tact here on the channel today. It's not going to be our average conversations that we typically have. And well, that's kind of the point today. So what we're going to be doing is talking a little bit about finances. So be real, fam. I got some notes here. I had to write out the episode because it was quite a long episode and it's a lot to remember off the top of your head. So I just wanted to make sure that I was able to organize everything in a coherent manner for you guys to understand one step at a time. So first off, welcome back and thank you guys for tuning in once again to Be Real TV. I greatly appreciate you all. Without you guys, this channel would not be possible. So I greatly appreciate everybody coming to support the channel and watch the content we're presenting here on the channel. We really appreciate that, and we're looking as always to bring better content every single time as much as we possibly can to you guys and keep things fresh and interactive and fun and I'll teach you guys something along the way if possible. So but okay, today we're talking about a kind of thing I'm trying to do. And I just recently bought a home, and I'm beginning to rent it out. I have extra rooms, and I'm starting to rent those rooms out to earn extra income. Well, at least two of the rooms, that I have to substitute some income and not have to struggle, which we all know is a big thing and problem, issue, concern for everybody nowadays here in the US and many parts of the world. I have ultimately though, I started this program, I guess you could say, practice, to be able to focus more on my businesses, which I have, and they're all legal businesses, have LLCs, IENs, Brad and Dunn Street number, or Dun and Bradstreet numbers, everything like that. They're all registered with the state and compliant. But I need more income to help sustain and maintain those, as well as improve and be able to have more time to focus on them while not having to extend so much time towards a regular job, a work, if you will. I say regular job, but a standard job to, maintain my life and pay for, the bare essentials and things like that. So what I'm really trying to do is create a system that I can utilize that will decrease costs in my life for the essential, burdens financially that I have to pay for. That can, tend to go up regardless of how standard or essential they tend to be. So, well, now my asking prices for these rooms, though, are fair according to local market value. Actually, they're somewhere in the middle. Somewhere in the middle range. So they're not high, they're not low. They're kind of in the middle range for what the market typically would ask for in this area of the state, which is Pensacola, Florida. So it's affordable, but and I have no intention on raising those prices, but it does present some issues for people who may be at a lower income. Sorry, I got something in my eye. Well, you might be asking, well, what is the new thing, Josh? What is the new thing that you're trying to do? Well, let me just say this. We all know how expensive everything, and I mean everything is, right? I mean, basically everything. So the name of the game is to cut costs and save money wherever you can, right? Got to save money. Things go up. You got to try and cut down costs in other areas to compensate and to maintain your lifestyle and paying for the essentials that you need day to day. Maybe maybe you're not taking that early family trip or vacation. Maybe you forgo your $13 daily morning Starbucks coffee that you grab on your walk to work every day to get your day started. Or maybe you downsize your living area, by moving out of that house with your family and into a smaller apartment for a lesser cost and maybe a more easier maintainable size. From maybe the house that you guys were, maybe you're moving into that smaller apartment from a house you guys have been living in with your kids for the last 5 years. These things happen and quite frequently, more frequently now than they should be, I would, like to say. Now, I think I have figured out, honestly, a way in some methods that can elevate financial tension or alleviate, sorry, financial tension on the renter and add a peace of mind for the property owners in that sense. If you're, renting as opposed to owning, or if you're an owner as opposed to renter. This series of methods work together to relieve financial concerns on both sides in a meaningful way. It consists, like I said before, of methods or practices which can relieve financial burdens on both the renter and the property owner. So some of these methods and practices include, for the property owner, I'll go over three. Number one, the property owner can make minor physical additions to the rental property, like a garden, a sustainable garden, to help reduce the renter's food costs, which would be a great idea and also attractive for the renter to encourage them to want to get that specific apartment because that amenity is not being offered anywhere else in their area or for any other rental property being offered currently in their market. So that can be a very attractive perk for renters if you're a property owner to fill that property and get that income that you need. Number two would be a simple rain collection system. Now, a lot of people might not necessarily think in these terms or from these angles or viewpoints, but if you come outside the box on how to actually cut down costs, it can really make a meaningful impact on you as the property owner and the renter who is occupying that property. It can make a huge financial difference. Rain collection systems can reduce water usage costs, if applicable, by state and federal laws in your area. So some states may not necessarily allow them, or federal laws or county laws may not necessarily allow them, depending on where you live. But that is a good alternative if they do. Number three would be, obviously, solar power systems may also be available, a viable option for property owners, depending on where you live, again, as well, to further reduce energy costs on the homeowner, and as well as most of the property owner methods available that I've just discussed also offer state or federal grants or tax deductions for such property modifications or program participation. that can help the property owner save on costs as well. So it is a really benefit to do either of those three things for the property owner to improve the well-being and effectiveness of his renter, and therefore kind of giving him a little bit more buying or bargaining power, not bargaining, but buying power in his rent being paid every month, because now he knows he's getting these perks that come along with this specific apartment that you can't get anywhere else in the market. I don't know any renter property owner out there that offers a sustainable garden for the renters that is maintained on a yearly basis or seasonal basis. I don't know anybody that really takes and gets rain systems installed to help reduce costs and maintain the garden systems or anything like that. Some owners do use, sun powered systems to, reduce energy costs, which I don't think there's enough people doing that, because I really do think that in the future, or very closely, maybe even possibly right now, I haven't really kept up on the technology recently, but there's probably some technology out there that is better or methods that you can get that are better than what you would think. So that is certainly an option that you would want to consider in the future. But let's move on now to the renter side of things and see exactly how the renter could take steps to reduce their costs to help themselves financially, as well as reflect positively financially for the property owner who they are renting from, which is, I guess you could say, if both sides are doing these things, it is a hand in hand reduction all the way across the board, and a benefit all the way across the board from the top down, all the way for both sides, for both renter and property owner, if they can agree to accomplish these goals in tandem with each other. It would be, I think, a very mutual situation for both parties. Now, number one for renters, well, I'll say take advantage of free online and community-based financial and credit education programs and courses. They're everywhere. They're free. There's tons of them out there. Go to Google, go to YouTube. They're all over the place. You can educate yourself. They will work wonders in your ability to be able to manage your money properly and also provide yourself a little bit of financial stability. Number two would be credit building apps like Credit Karma or Chime Credit Builder program. Those programs can be great ways to further your financial education and benefit at the same time financially from your essential spending, your day-to-day spending, paying your rent, going grocery shopping, paying your electric bill, paying gas to get to work, paying the insurance for the car, things like that can be very beneficial if you can account for those on your credit and get a benefit or a little bit of a kickback financially by raising your credit score and allowing you more access to funds that you may need in a critical moment. Number three would be there is no shame in the game. Okay. So keep that in mind. No shame in the game. Seek out every community, county, state, or federal program available designed to help families or individuals save money and provide the essentials needed for the cost of living. You need to essentially cover all of these costs regardless, at the end of the day, how much they are, and you got to figure out a way to do it. Now, you may find yourselves at the end of some days saying, oh man, I've gone and done every option. I don't have any other options out there. I don't know what to do. I'm just going to have to eat this one. No, don't don't do that to yourself. Don't do that to yourself. Stop right there. Don't do that to yourself. I want you to think outside the box and be creative and come up with ideas that you and methods from viewpoints that you haven't done before and that seem completely out there. But if you really put yourself and your mind to it, you can accomplish these goals and make things a little bit easier and hopefully latch everything together properly the way you need to and get it done. So take advantage of these programs that are out there. There are plenty of programs out there like community and charitable food banks, right? That can help on food costs. And you can attend these on a regular basis, once a month or a couple times a month or once a week. I don't know, depending on your area and the type of charitable organization that you're going to or you seek out or you can find within your local area that is available. It might depend on how often you can actually go, but it will help out. You also have SNAP, okay, which is a government program. I know there have been some recent changes to SNAP, and the requirements are going to be a little more stringent. That is understandable, as we don't want the system to be abused, and we really want the people who actually need and could use those benefits and are trying but can't quite tie things up and make ends meet, could just use that little bit of extra help. That program is available there for you to utilize to get it done and to make sure that you can provide at the end of the day for your family and for yourself, and make sure you guys have a meal to eat. So that's something you guys definitely want to take a look at as well. Passive income apps is another one, and I use this method myself on a daily basis. There are many passive income apps out there, like Mode Earn app. There is, which is probably one of the best. That's the one I personally specifically use every day on a daily basis, constantly. No matter what I'm doing on my phone, I'm always earning money. Even now, I'm earning money. When I sleep, I earn money in my sleep on this phone. And I probably earn about $100, $80 to $100 a month on this app, legitimately. And I use it for things like ordering food from Walmart Plus and having the food delivered from Walmart straight to my house, so I don't even have to leave the comfort of my home to even get the food that I need for the essentials to cook that meal that night to feed the people in my home, or myself for that matter. So you also, there's Swag Bucks. Swag Bucks is another one that you can use. They do surveys and games and articles and things of that sort as well. And you will get paid and earn cash or gift cards for that you can also redeem for things like Amazon, eBay, Walmart, etc. Other apps would include Just Play is another one. Just Play is another great app. You can play games on there. They will pay you legitimately cash or gift cards that you can redeem for the exact same apps I just mentioned, that you can use all those other cards from those other apps on, and they are redeemable, and you can physically actually use them and pay for food and get that food delivered to your house. So, keep that in mind. That is a really huge perk. I think I really enjoy doing that. I did it actually 2 nights ago, as well as my roommate utilized that method, and it's something we love doing because we're able to work from inside. Well, I am, at least. He works outside the home, but I can work from inside the home and work on my businesses and make content like this for you guys and still have food delivered to my home and not have to go out and spend that extra time, an hour or 2 hours, going through the store and then filing through line and doing my own self-checkout, which can take a lot of time to do. And if you're going to end up spending money anyway, you might as well be able to have it just sent to your house if you know what you're going to get. So it's really not worth, traveling 5 miles to Walmart and wasting that gas, and then, wasting the 2 hours going through Walmart, grabbing all your items, and then through self-checkout, and then wasting more gas to come home. and then put those items home, away, organized, where they belong. So I like to just order off the app, get the food delivered, and I cook my meal. Um, Simple, easy peasy, and it fits conveniently within, my busy lifestyle, so I can keep my focus on my work and not have to worry about the essential things not being focused on in my life, because I do focus small amounts of time through those apps and through those other apps that earn me that money, and even smaller amounts of time utilizing the income I earn from the passive income I earn from those apps to pay for the essentials I need in my day-to-day life. So it's really simplified things instead of complicating things. If anything, for me, which I would believe it would do a lot in that good for you guys as well. If you try these out, and I promise you, they will add some value to your life and give you passive income. And if you utilize it and you're creative enough to utilize it, like, kind of like what I'm doing, you will, or in your own way, you will benefit quite well from that method and practice being applied. So that is a great way to use the income, the passive income used from those apps, and make your life a little bit easier. You can use those cards that are redeemable for balances on other apps like Walmart and Amazon and eBay and other apps like that, or DoorDash, that would be fantastic for you to be able to minimize the amount of time you're utilizing to get the essentials, and you can focus maybe on more things at home, like working or the family and hanging out with the kids, or taking them out on that day trip, because now you've saved the money to be able to take them out on that day trip. And even the day trip doesn't cost as much as what the time would have cost you financially to go out and do that task. So there are many more innovative and creative ways to reduce your everyday cost and save money. That's the bottom line for you guys right there. You just have to be willing and creative enough to find them. And it literally took me an entire year of education and research to figure it out, and be able to do for myself and be successful at it. But damn, was it worth it? Man, was it worth it? Tell you what, I'm so happy I took the time to educate myself and put those practices and methods into action, because it's made things so much easier now. And I'm still doing that even now, because I'm starting out, like I said, to rent these rooms out, which is going to give me more income that I don't necessarily have to work that hard for. I mean, I still have to maintain the property and provide things like I've been discussing through this entire podcast with you guys, to make things easier on my renters in the future, that will essentially benefit me in the long run as well, as the property owner. I literally beat all odds and came out on top. I bought a house, and I'm going to be earning, hopefully very soon here, over $2,000 a month, with the house that I bought. And not having to work, but also starting several businesses and partnering in several others at the same time. So it can definitely be a lot of work. It's going to be a lot of work. I ain't going to lie to you guys. Look, I'm not going to tell you this is going to be easy. It's not going to be easy. It's going to be probably one of the hardest things you've ever done. But in the long run, it will make things easier if you're able to make these changes in your life. In the long run, it's going to benefit you in the future, because you don't have such a strict financial burden pushing down on your shoulders and weighing on your mind. and wondering where you're going to get rent for the next damn month. You know what I mean? Or how you're going to pay for food because you paid the damn rent. It's a tough world out there, and I don't want you guys to have to struggle as hard as what I did. And this is just me giving you guys the information I've learned over the last year to make things easier on myself and beat the odds. Okay, I literally beat 99.999% odds saying I was going to fail. It's impossible to go from homeless to homeowner with a 700 plus credit score in 1 year. I had a 0.0001% chance it was going to happen. And it did. So I honestly believe you guys can do it too. So don't be afraid to be willing and creative enough to jump out there and get out on some limbs and find some ideas and be creative enough to get yourself into a situation where you can make it a little bit easier, because trust me, even just a little bit easier can help a lot. But on that note, so just keep in mind, so you guys can do it too. Don't give up and try some of these methods. And I really encourage you guys, and I back them up 100%. I put them in action myself, all of these, and they've worked for me, and I would love to see them work also for you guys. Like I said, it's going to be a lifestyle change. It always is when you have to save money to maintain things and pay for the essentials. But that's the way life goes. Things go up, the prices of things go down, and you adjust accordingly throughout your life financially as needed to meet those requirements. And sometimes it's easier than others, and sometimes, yeah, it just downright sucks. That's just how it rolls, and it's a game. But the thing is, and it really is a game, it's a game. But the thing is, nobody said you had to play by the game's rules. And this, right here, what I've given you guys is a step outside of the rules of the game and kind of making your own rules to add on to what is already being forced upon you to make things a little bit easier. And that's all we can hope to do, in this day and age. Like I said, the name of the game is to save as much as you can and go as far as you can with what you got. But on that note, I appreciate you all. Thank you guys very much for tuning in. I appreciate you. And don't forget to tune in on our next episode. We do have one coming up here very soon. I don't have a title for it just yet, so I'm not going to give you one. But I want you guys to stay tuned and stay ready for the next episode. It's coming. And you know what? Don't worry about your financial struggles. If you are willing to educate yourself, in the end, it's all going to work out. So on that note, don't forget to be safe, be kind, and be real. Peace.